Hey now, everybody. Welcome to DDO Players News. I am your host, Drac, for the show. DDO Players News, of course, is the show where we talk about all things DDO and on the tabletop, board games, movies, and just geek things in general. We cover a lot of things on this show. You might notice Pine Leap is not hosting tonight. That's because there was some weird scheduling things again with me this week. Couldn't do the show on the normal time. I reached out. I threw out the Drac signal, and BonnieBew answered the signal. So she is our guest tonight.
Help anybody.
That's right. I was like, I need somebody, anybody. And it was like super last minute too. So thank you for replying to my email quickly.
The force has aligned.
It has, yes. So it's been, I don't know, it hadn't been too long since you've been on. We had you on maybe
September, October, sometime.
Yeah, something like that.
Then.
Something like that. Always fun to have you on. We're just going to kind of have a weird show tonight because there's really not a lot to talk about. But I did want to get a show in, though, because there is not going to be a show next week, which will be the week of Christmas. So we're not going to have a show then. So I didn't want to go 2 weeks without a show. So I thought, let me see if I can find somebody to record with me. And I grabbed Bonnie, and we're just going to go for it. There is a little bit of DDO news-ish. We'll say DDO news-ish. It's basically to do with customer support. CS Alkid did post over on the forums the 2019 holiday coverage for customer support. Please be aware that in accordance with certain holiday observations, in-game support will be unavailable or limited on the following days' times. Customer service will be unavailable on December the 25th, which of course is Christmas. So no customer support on Christmas, and there will be limited support. Didn't go into details on what limited means, but on December the 24th, December the 26th, December the 31st, and January 1st. So the astute among you will know that is Christmas Eve, the day after Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. Thank you for your understanding, and we wish you a great holiday season and a Happy New Year. So keep that in mind. If you need customer service, none on Christmas Day, very limited. Christmas Eve, day after, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, which is pretty much standard. They did the same thing last year too.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody really needs to play on Christmas Day.
Exactly. You need to be doing other things other than playing video games, which I can't speak. I'll probably be playing video games, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yes. Don't bother customer support. They're going to be on a little break. A well-deserved break, I might add.
Yeah, I mean, you have a problem, you can just plan your next 5 characters in
That's right. See, there you go. Create an alt. Do that. Explore something new. That's exactly. See, I like the way you think, Bonnie. We do have a Chronicle that dropped today instead of the normal Friday because of this holiday thing. This holiday thing is just messing everything up. Our show included.
Bah, humbug.
Exactly. That's what I say. Humbug. Humbug to it all.
Festivult.
That's right. Stupid jester and his cookies. The Chronicle issue number 364 did drop today. There is a lot of things on sale that we'll talk about when we get to store sales. There's something new as well that I can't wait to talk about because I want to hear Bonnie's thoughts on it. There is some community spotlights. Everybody from Standing Stone Games would like to wish you the happiest of holidays and the best wishes for 2020. So that's awesome. And I know I, for one, and I think most of the players as well, want to wish that back at Standing Stone Games. And just thank you for all you did for us this year, because without Standing Stone Games, we wouldn't have a DDO to play, and that would be very, very sad. And the Jester of Festivult is here to take your coins. Coins are appearing now, and they will be through Chest and Eberron throughout January the 5th. Jester is going to stick around through the 12th of January. So happy Festivalt. Get all the coins. Get all of the cookies.
You know, I think it was about less than a month ago that I figured out why it's called Festivult.
Really?
Penny finally dropped that Volt is the last month of the Eberron
calendar,
year
yeah.
of Corvair. And it's like just a mashup of the month name and festival. I felt so dumb when I finally realized.
You're just like, were you just like sitting there one day and you're like, oh wait, Festivult.
I was planning for
hey.
a D&D game, and I was looking at the calendar, and I was like, wait a second. The 12th month is Volt. What?
Okay. All right, that's amazing. That is the funniest thing I've heard in a long time. That's surprise! Now we know then why Festivult is Festivult.
Happy last month of the year festival, y'all.
Everybody, see, and there's probably, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, really?
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 Oh my God.
I guess we need to talk about the whole Eberron calendar someday on the show.
Yeah, have a cookie.
It's...
I can't pronounce most of the months.
Yeah, I can't either. I was gonna say if we would do that on the show, I'd have to find somebody that actually can pronounce them.
But I still keep telling players in my games what day of the calendar month it is.
This is what day we're in.
And this is how you know, like, the DM disease has gotten to you.
Right, exactly.
Because the part of your purpose is to make the players suffer. Is I know that they don't know what the calendar is. They don't care.
You can just make any crap up, and they're like, "Oh my God, I forgot it was."
I keep telling them dates. I keep telling them calendar dates of stuff. This is going to happen on this date. You're paid through this date. Because I know that it's going to mean nothing to them, and inside I'm just silently laughing.
You know, congratulations, you are a real DM now. You really are, Bonnie.
But hey, I don't actively try to kill them, but I do torment them with calendars.
Well, okay, see, I actively try to kill my players. You use calendars. You know, tomato.
I seek to challenge them. I do not seek to destroy.
Yours is a good purpose DM. Mine, not so much. And also, surprise, you can transfer characters off the hardcore server again. Didn't think it was going to be up until later in January, but they brought it back up. So if you still haven't done that, hop on and do that. January 5th is the cutoff date.
Okay, let me make a note on my Eberron calendar.
Right. Your Eberron Palm Pilot. Ooh, there's a tech joke that most people probably won't get.
For those of you listening at home, that will be the 5th of Zarantir. I'm not sure what the name of the day of the week is.
Wow.
But the 5th of Zarantir.
And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. We do have some fan site news section as well in our chronicle. DDO Cast is continuing their look into prioritization. That is a hard word to say. Of past lives. Click over and listen to episode 584. The Damsels of DDO is on episode 119. Click over and check out their latest podcast. You can check us out. We got just a generic shout out since we're recording this podcast now, and the plan was to have it out for the Chronicle tomorrow, but the Chronicle came out Thursday, so we just got a generic shout out that says DDO Players News has the latest from the tabletop and DDO together. Click over for their podcast and more.
And you do.
And we do. So do that. Click over and get the podcast and more. Don't forget about DDO Stream. That is the great place to get live streaming DDO. A Tale of Two with Psycho Blonde takes place every Thursday afternoon. Brighter Days Ahead tonight is also on Thursday nights. Doug Glendower is doing a Bard Life every Saturday night. Twitch, lots of streamers on there. Strimtom, Samus Garobo, Picard65, also streaming over on Twitch. So make sure to give all those guys a follow. And over on YouTube, Planky is playing Redemption with his daughter. MJ has a Festivult fun episode. And Patrick is running the Storm Reach Chronicles. Druidspire is also organizing a special day-long stream on Christmas Day, so click to read more. It looks like Druidspire is going to be playing DDO and Lotro on Christmas Day, and she's giving away lots of stuff, including some expansion packs.
I take it all back. Druidspire might need some technical support.
She might. She might, because she's going to be streaming all day.
Keeps it together.
That's right. For Druidspire's sake,
yes.
Don't crash, DDO.
Please
don't
crash, Lotro. Please don't crash, DDO.
Exactly. We do have a Chronicle comment this week. What is your DDO resolution for 2020?
Was that a question to me?
Like,
my quest My resolution?
Yes.
I think the only resolution that one can say is my resolution is to play more DDO. That's the one that makes them happy.
Yes, and buy more stuff in the store. That would probably make them happy
Yes.
too. Which we'll get to in a second.
All the hearts, all the boxes, all the knickknacks.
Buy all of the things.
All the horses. I don't know. The horses? They sell horses now, don't they?
Yeah, and that one box, I forgot what it's called. There's that thingy that you can buy that has like the outfit and the horse and stuff. The War Duke. Well, sorry, it's not the War Duke, but it looks just like the War Duke. Cosmetic and the horse. So, yes. I think I'm just going to say play more DDO 2. I'm thinking about that because the next show that we're going to do in 2 weeks is actually going to be our end of the year special where we do our resolutions, and you can find out how we did with our resolutions for last year. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
Not so
I was
well.
thinking about that today, actually, when I looked at this chronicle. The first thing when I saw this, what is your DDO resolution for 2020, that popped in my head was, I wonder how Lessa did this year.
Ooh, yes.
Because hasn't she had the same resolution the past couple of years?
She has, yes.
That will be interesting to hear.
I will have to ask, yes, I will have to ask her, how is that quest going, Lessa? How is that going? To wrap up our chronicle with our screenshot of the week, that is Nivergen relieves memories in the 445th DDO screenshot of the week. That is just a weird screenshot.
I mean, it's streaming dark, yes, but I don't remember a blue thing. Oh, it's one of those just energy pillar things
I think
you can't interact with.
So, yes. It's just but it's kind of like a weird camera angle, but it's just it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love the screenshot. It's just a very bizarre screenshot. So congratulations to Nevergen, and I'm sure I butchered your name, but as we well have established on the show, that is what I do. Now let's get into our store sales. There is some sales going on. It's the Advance Your Alt sales, 25% off Tomes of Learning, select low-level adventure packs, +2 ability tomes, also character slots, so that's running through December the 26th. Also, don't forget about December deals this week. 35% off Epic Hearts of Wood, 50% off The Favorite Soul, and Sentience and Jewelers Toolkits. Also, you can get 75% off all UMD Tomes of Skill, also through the 26th, which reminds me, I actually don't own Favorite Soul. I should probably get that since it's 50% off. That's not a bad deal for Favorite Soul.
Is that one you can get through Favor?
I think... I can never remember which.
It might be, but it's like a large.
Yeah, it's like a.
It's like 2,000 and something.
Yeah, I want to say it's. I might just buy it at 50% off. That's not too bad.
Like it's an amount that you even if you're just reincarnating, you aren't necessarily going to hit it, depending on what you do.
Right? Yeah. I'd have to look it up. I think you're right. It is like 2,000 or something. It's a bit. I mean, it like you said, it's doable. But it's still a lot. Probably just easier just to buy it.
You'd have to do more quests than you necessarily have to get to 20.
Right, exactly. For a limited time, double bonus points are back. That's always cool.
It's the best time of year.
The McRib
bonus point.
The McRib of DDO is back. Also known as the Autos boxes. I call it the McRib of DDO. But you can find out those are the Epic, the Improved, and the Heroic all through January the 1st. And we have a new item in the store through January the 1st. It is called the Tensors Weapon Box. This is
we have a contender.
We do. Okay, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this, but let me lay it out what it is first. It's a weaponry-focused bundle containing the following. You get 10 units of 5,000 sentient experience, 20 sentience toolkits, 2 glamored weapon auras, 5 mirrors of glamoring, 2 lasting oils of strengthening, and all items are bound to account, so keep that in mind. This item is available in the DDO store now through January the 1st for the low price of 3,995 DDO points.
Ew. So if it wasn't double points, sale, you'd have to like at least buy what, $35 worth of points to purchase that, I think.
About, yeah. I mean, roughly. The math is kind of weird on it, but yeah, we'll just
I'm
say.
not sure what did the lasting oils of strengthening even do?
I think if those are the same ones that you could get, like when the Mimic Hunt is on, aren't those the ones you can get from the Mimic Hunt? Your stuff becomes unbreakable for like a short period of time. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. Because I think you can get those in the Mimic Hunt too. You can trade in like the modes for those.
If you become invulnerable, you can just use them to hack away at the rust monsters.
Pretty much, yeah. But okay. 3,995 points. All right.
The only thing desirable in there is the sentient experience that's bound to account, but not that's not that desirable.
Like the glamored weapon auras, I have some of them that I got with like the expansion packs that I've never used.
Yeah, they're taking up space. I've thrown some
away. The mirrors of glamoring again.
I got those coming out my ears.
Yep, me too. Got them in my bank. I'm like, what am I going to do with these? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll use them. The lasting oils of strengthening. Okay, I guess. I don't know. This is like another one of those like the wish inheritance item.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just not a price point that I'm interested in.
Right, and the sentient XP. Okay.
Yeah.
That interests me, but not for 3,995 DDO points.
If they had a new enhancement tree like they did with the Falconry bundle, when that came with some sentient experience, I think it did, or maybe I'm misremembering.
I can't remember.
But if it was something like that, and it was like this battle-focused tree that was new, then I might have gone for it.
Yeah.
But the only thing in there is the sentient experience, and I'm not gonna spend that many points. Even with double points going on, I'm not gonna spend that many points on something.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not jumping up and down for this either. But to each their own.
Unless it involves owlbears.
Well, of course.
If they put an owlbear mountain there, I would have totally bought it.
I know
Maybe I'm not the target audience.
If and when owlbear mounts come, you will be the first one to buy one. I know you will.
I definitely want to ride an owlbear. I don't like horses. I feel like horses should be able to just do what they want. So I'm not going to ride any of the horses around.
So you're holding out for the owlbear mount. Gotcha.
I'll be like, here, horse, go be free.
Go run with your horsey friends.
Be a wild horse. Be a wild horse. You're free now.
So the Tensors Weapon Box available in the store through January the 1st. So if you have 4,000 points laying around and you want to buy it, have it.
Maybe you haven't spent points on anything because you're VIP and you've just been stockpiling them.
Now that I could see.
And you really want to make some progress on leveling some sentient weapons, or you've got like one character who's not your main character and you're like, hey, I'm going to show them some love. I haven't showed them love in a long time and I don't want to like do all the grinding for XP from scratch. Maybe this is for you.
Or what you could do if you have a lot of points that you're looking to burn, get one of these, get one of the autos boxes, pick one of your alts, and you got a character that you could probably get up to close to 30 probably, just in one shot with sentient XP and all of the good stuff.
If you're doing some kind of build that doesn't really come into its own until you hit 30.
See, there you go.
Maybe this is your future. But
not my future.
Not my future either.
If it is yours, congratulations. Enjoy your weapon box.
Gentle listeners.
That's right. We are not here to judge if you buy this. I'm just saying it is not for me. Not excited. Exactly. All right, let's jump in to the section of the show that is non-DDO. We'll start out with our news from the dungeon. And that is Starfinder is coming to Who Shall Not Be Named. Because yet again, I forgot to mute mine, so I cannot say the name, or it will turn on. Yes, I'm looking at you, little box across the room.
You actually have one. Have you tried this out?
I have not yet. I'm going to.
Oh, yeah. That sounds interesting. I haven't had a use for She Who Shall Not Be Named.
It does.
But
this sounds kind of cool. But yeah, Paizo is proud to announce the voice edition of Starfinder coming exclusively for the Amazon Alexa devices. Ooh, I'm surprised she didn't turn on because I said her name. The release of the Starfinder voice RPG skill is a very innovative, voice-controlled solo role-playing game where she will act as your game master, adapted from the popular science fiction RPG of the same name. The premiere episode of Starfinder is now available as a skill. All you have to do is go to the store, which in the article around DDO players, the Amazon skill store, I've linked it. Or you can just say her name, play Starfinder, and she'll get the skill for you and launch it. This is fully voice acted. There is music. I've watched the video from Paizo. It looks kind of amazing. I think I'm going to try this. This is based on the premiere episode takes adventures deep into the spike on a Blasium station where someone or something is wreaking havoc. You choose your character, your weapons, and your armor, and you prepare to do battle with alien creatures, futuristic races, and mysterious life forms. This episode is free to play and contains about 30 minutes of gameplay based on the adventure Scoundrels in the Spike, which was originally available in the Starfinder beginner box. There will be more of these coming out, but as the old adage says, the first one is always free. It will cost you after this. That's right. They're going to get you hooked for free. And then you'll be like, man, it was so fun playing Starfinder. I want to play that again. Well, then you're going to have to pony up. They said they're looking at about $9.99 is going to be the price point for future episodes.
Well, that's not bad.
So yeah, it's not horrible. I am going to try this. Sadly, I gotta see. I sent Paizo an email and they didn't answer me back by the time we recorded. I'm not sure if you actually need the beginner's box to play. I know she will walk you through it and tell you how to play. So if you need the beginner's box, I'm out of luck. I'm gonna have to get it because I actually don't own it. I've never actually played Starfinder ever.
I haven't played, but I do have the books.
Yeah, so if you need that, I'm gonna get this.
I was gonna play.
But I do think this is cool, and this kind of goes with a couple weeks ago we talked about Ticket to Ride is now on She Who Shall Not Be Named as well. So
I feel like this is like the first step towards holodecks becoming a real thing.
You know, my friend said the same thing the other day. We were talking about this, and he did. He said the very same thing. Yeah, so I think you're right.
Reached a milestone.
But yes, the Starfinder skill will work on most of the Amazon devices. The Echo Show, the Echo Spot, the Fire TV Cube, the Fire HD 8 tablet, and the Fire HD 10 tablet as well. Currently, it's only available in the United States, but they do plan to expand it to Canada, Australia, and the UK, and India in about mid-January. And
that's not long.
Yeah, not really. And they did say stay tuned for future episodes featuring about 10 hours of gameplay. And the next one they are going to focus on is the Dead Sun's Adventure Path.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I actually am going to try this. I think I'll just like launch it and see what happens and see if you do need I got to look. Maybe they sent the PDF of this to me at one point. I can't remember. If they did, I never reviewed it. Sorry, Paizo. But oh, look, I might actually have the PDF of it that I could use. But so I am going to try this actually. And I think it's cool. And it sounds like more and more, and I've heard like rumors and rumbling, haven't heard anything official, that there's a lot of other companies that are looking to see how this goes. They are also thinking about doing games and such like this on the Amazon Echo devices as well. So
I wonder what's involved in terms of releasing content for Alexa. Like, do could individual people like who make content, say for DM's Guild now, would this potentially be another avenue for them to
Oh,
share their
that's a good question.
adventures?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe if somebody would come up with like a skill that could just use, and then you could basically plug and play. Maybe. I mean, if this works and takes off, I bet you that would be possible. I mean,
Yeah.
you would just have to work out the licensing issue, but I'm sure that could
Yeah,
easily
I would
be handled.
assume that part of that equation would involve wizards kind of
Right.
doing that, blessing like they did with DM's
And
Guild
I
to
didn't
say,
even
go
think of
forth and make content.
I didn't even think about that, but I wonder if Wizards is watching this to see how this goes, and maybe we'll have D&D this way. That would be
Yeah.
freaking amazing.
I mean, it certainly kind of makes sense, especially when they have the Essentials box coming out intended for solo play being supported
Mm-hmm.
for like one-on-one play. So maybe that's the next step in the evolution is to have that be an option for people.
So maybe over the Christmas holiday and break, maybe I'll try this and see how this works, and I will report back on a future podcast. I still have yet to try the Ticket to Ride. I'm going to try that as well too, and I haven't done that yet, but Christmas is coming up. I have some time on my hands. Let's jump over to our On the Tabletop news. Looks like KB Presents announced on Facebook and Twitter that Keith Baker's latest Eberron 5e sourcebook has been delayed. And this is the Exploring Eberron book. It's been moved from December 2019, which is now, to February 2020.
Well, I think they were just like too busy. That's the impression I got. Was there were too many cons, too much stuff related to the release of the Rising for the Last War book, and they just didn't get to what they needed to have a December release.
I know Keith Baker is really super busy right now, and you can read into that what you will, why I know he's busy. Hint, hint, an interview is coming soon. Hint, hint. Yeah, I've been trying to work on it, and yeah, he's been crazy busy. So that, I think you're right with the whole busy thing. But yes, we are going to have an interview with Keith Baker at some point. I can't tell you when. We're still working on the details of it, but I'll ask him about this book.
Ooh, yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and
I was more excited about this book than I was about Rising from the Last War, just because the amount of the content that is shared with Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron.
Yeah, I'm working on my Rising from the Last War review right now, and spoiler alert, this is the first D&D sourcebook that review that is not very kind. I have some issues with this book.
I think in comparison to Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, there's not a lot in this book for me that is new.
That's, yeah, spoiler alert for my review, that's the problem. If you have Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, you pretty much have the Rising from the Last War book. They didn't really add a lot.
It's got lovely art, though I noticed some of the art is recycled.
Mm-hmm.
Some is recycled, some is original. That was a thing that made me a little bit.
So I like the cover, though. I'll put this, if you're watching the YouTube version of it, you're seeing the cover for this now, the Exploring Eberron book. I really like the cover of it. The cover is awesome.
That art, the art for the new Keith Baker book is just absolutely fantastic. That KB Presents on Twitter has, and I guess they've been doing it on Facebook as well, they've been kind of sharing a lot of the artwork that is going into the book as teasers, and it's some really amazing stuff. And I'm super excited to learn more about places around Eberron that don't necessarily get all the love, because there's a lot of stuff about Corvair but not so much about you old Zendrick, the Stormreach stomping grounds, and like Sarlona and Arganessen and all the other places. So
Yeah, I can't actually wait to talk to Keith Baker because
yeah.
I have so many questions about Eberron. So many questions.
So excited.
Yeah, so look for that sometimes, probably in 2020. At this point, I doubt it's going to happen in the next week or so. So
But
we're working on it.
February.
Maybe.
Gotta get that promotion in.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but yeah, well, there you go. So I'm going to send him an email after the show, and it's like, dude, promotion, book, interview, it works. Let's do it.
Talk to me in January.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. So yeah.
New year for Eberron.
There you go.
So excited.
So once again, that is the Exploring Eberron book coming February 2020. Also, we have a new board game that has been announced. It is the Top Gun strategy game. Yes, that Top Gun. It is coming from Prosperio Hall. Yeah, I kid. This is okay. It's coming from designed by Prosperio Hall, who, of course, you might know from Villainous. They did the Monster Crunch breakfast cereal game. They did Horrified. They did Jaws. They've been doing a lot of stuff recently. The Kenny G game was them too.
What? There's
Yeah.
a Kenny G game.
Oh my God, you didn't know about the Kenny G game?
Oh
Yes.
my God, I did not know about a Kenny G game.
Yes, you used the power of smooth jazz to make Kenny G's day better.
Oh.
Yes. It's actually kind of fun, believe it or not. I have played it. It's pretty fun. But Asmodee is going to be releasing the Top Gun strategy game coming Q1 of 2020. Players are going to join Team Maverick Goose, our Team Iceman Slider, as they dogfight their way to the Top Gun trophy. The game is going to relive the most memorable moments from the Top Gun movie and will offer a unique gameplay experience. And of course, to better your flying skills, you have to play volleyball. There is a volleyball phase to the game. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
I hope Goose doesn't die.
Spoilers!
Spoilers.
Spoiler
I mean,
alert!
isn't that a thing if like you choose that's who I'm gonna play as? Aren't you you're just saying, hey,
Pretty
I'm
much.
fearing the fates.
You're just saying, hey, I'm just going to play Maverick because Goose, you're not going to last very long. Sorry, buddy. The game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up. It's going to retail for about $24.99. More information upcoming, but yes, the Top Gun strategy game. It looks kind of cool, actually. It really does. So, and I'm telling you, Prosperio Hall is on a roll recently. You heard us talk about Horrified. Horrified is amazingly awesome. So if they handle an IP, the Top Gun IP, like they handled Villainous and like they handled Horrified and Jaws, I think this game will turn out all right. So we will see. But once again, that is coming Q1 2020. No exact date yet. The Top Gun strategy game, because the world needed that. Let's jump to the on-the-screen news. There is a new D&D video game coming out next year. So this is from Wizards of the Coast, and they are teaming with, I don't know if when it was we talked about it, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. Wizards of the Coast bought a video game developer called Torque Games, and that's really all they said about it. They're like, hey, Wizards now owns this video game developer, stay tuned.
Huh. Wait, whatever happened to that Baldur's Gate game that was going to come out?
It's like sometimes in 2020. Yeah, there's no new
I honestly thought
date
that
on
it was
that.
going to come out at the same time as Avernus. Like, I thought that they had it like under wraps. And
I
it was ready
wish.
to go when they started.
Yeah, no. From what I hear, it's nowhere close to being ready to go. So probably going to be a while. But this one is also going to be a while. But this is called Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. This is an exciting, action-driven hack-and-slash adventure filled with iconic monsters, legendary characters, and, of course, epic loot. This is a spiritual successor to the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games. So if you remember those games, they were on...
console something.
I know they were on PS2. I'm trying to think if they were ever on Xbox. They might have been on the original Xbox, but I know for sure they were on PS2 because I played it on my friend's PS2. I actually
I remember
didn't own a PS2. But it's I guess the best way to describe it is kind of like a Diablo type where you're running in, monsters run at you, you just wait in and just kill stuff is the best way to explain this.
So it's kind of like most adventuring parties.
But yes, pretty much. Murder Hobos it's the Murder Hobo Simulator. There you go. But the Dark Alliance game is going to feature couch and online co-op play for up to 4 players. The thing that has most people excited is you can play the scimitar-wielding hero, Drizzt Do'Urden. You can also play one of his famous companions, Canterbury, Brunor, or Wolfgar, and you're going to set out in an action-packed adventure around the legendary icy tundra of the Icewind Dale. There is a trailer that was released for this. Just go watch the trailer. The trailer is hard to explain. If you like metal music and you like lots of people getting chopped into and blood flying everywhere, this is your trailer.
Does Drizzt jump off a cliff again?
He does not, thankfully. No swan diving Drizzt. Thank God. Oh, God. But yes, this is coming out sometimes in 2020. More updates are coming soon. You can head over to darkalliance.com, which is the official page. Once again, online, on the couch, 4-player action. You too, you can be Drizzt Do'Urden. Everybody has always wanted to be Drizzt. Now you can be that. This is coming for PC and consoles, but that's all we know. The trailer is cool, but it didn't really sell the game. I just watch the trailer. It's a really, really weird trailer. And speaking of trailers, there's a teaser trailer for the BBC One and Netflix are going to bring out a new Dracula series. Dracula has once again risen from the grave. It is going to be on the BBC One on New Year's Day. And then if you have Netflix, you can watch it the day after on Netflix. This is from showrunners Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss. You might recognize those names. Stephen Moffat, you might recognize from Doctor Who. He was the Doctor Who showrunner forever. But
Sherlock.
Yeah, Stephen and Mark did Sherlock. And they are now bringing life back into Dracula. This is, once again, I said, going to premiere on BBC One on January 1st. And then there's going to be 2 more episodes on the 2nd and the 3rd. And then Netflix is going to have the entire series ready to watch on January the 4th. So it's going to premiere on the BBC on January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Then on the 4th, you can watch all 3 over on Netflix. Dracula is going to consist of 3 90-minute episodes. It's set to be more of a faithful adaptation of the source material than what a Sherlock was. So Sherlock kind of derived from the books, but then they deviated from the books a lot. Yeah. This is going to stick with Bram Stoker's novel. But Dracula is very much its own story, though, as Dracula is going to be the POV character for the series, which has not been done before. Usually, anything that is to do with Dracula is either Mina Harker or Jonathan Harker. That's our POV is from them. This time, it's from Dracula. So I'm excited about this. I can't wait to see this. The series the trailer for it looks good. So if you happen to live in England, I know we have people that are in England, you can watch this on BBC One on New Year's Day, then the 2nd and the 3rd. Us here in America can get it on Netflix January the 4th. I'm excited. I'm going to watch this.
Of course, this is your wheelhouse.
It is. Exactly. I saw this and I'm like, yes, please. More of this.
Me.
Please, more of this. Also coming to Netflix is The Witcher. And I don't think we've talked about The Witcher yet.
Well, we talked about like a year ago or something when they first started.
Oh, we did. Yeah. And you were actually on the show then. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was kerfluffles about casting and whatever, but it's time. It's go time. Like in 3 hours or 2 hours or so, they'll probably be live on Netflix, and you can watch all of the Geralt stuff, whatever stuff that you want.
You know, that guy, the Witcher guy.
That guy, the guy who's always taking baths in the trailers.
Yeah, pretty much every trailer
that's been out for it. Or it's for the show. They hit all those notes.
He does take a lot of baths. That's right. Yeah, this starts Friday, December the 20th. So probably when this episode is out, I'm hoping to have this out Friday. We're actually recording it Thursday night, so we'll see how that happens. But if not, it's either already out or you're in the future and it's been out for a couple days. We'll see when this releases.
Already out. So you've gotten home from the theater from seeing your War Stars, and now you can turn on the Netflix and watch The Witcher. It's a full weekend.
Take a bath, apparently, because as we've stated, he does that a lot. I don't know why. All right, let's jump in to our week in gaming. I will start. I actually played some DDO. I know everybody's shocked at this. It's like, oh my God, Drac actually did something. Yes, I did. Over on Wayfinder, we started out. This, of course, is with the static group I have with Lessa, Tay, and Rent. Rent could not join us, but Tay and Lessa and I decided to forge ahead without him. We figured, he can catch up. He'll be fine. We remembered, hey, coins are dropping, so let's run some stuff to get some coins. So we ran Irestone Inlet a bunch of times, got a bunch of coins from that. And then we just decided, we were talking about, okay, these characters are level 22. We're at the point where we can get sentient weapons, but yet we're not at the point, because to get a sentient weapon, you have to go to Ravenloft, and Ravenloft is level 30 on Legendary. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, this doesn't make sense. We want sentient weapons. We're not level 30. Let's go to Ravenloft. Let's just try it on Super Cash, right? Just run it on Legendary Casual. What's the worst that could happen? So we did that. And we actually survived. It actually wasn't that bad.
Yay!
It was kind of scary in some places, but... So I got my sentient gem because we had a couple weeks ago. You remember we talked about. I don't remember how we got. We were running something and we got some. We all got weapons that were sentient, so we just needed the gem. So that's why we're like, well, we got to go to Ravenloft to get the gem, but we're not a level. What the heck? Let's try it anyway. So I got my sentient gem, so that's cool. It's my first time ever have a sentient weapon. I like it. It's fun. It is a tad bit annoying at times, but it's fun.
There's a way you can turn them off, right?
Yeah, there is. Since I have yet to experience, I'm like very new to the sentient gem game, so I'm keeping mine on. I got the Resolute one, which is done by Allie Murphy.
Oh, I think that's the one I get.
Which she is.
Sounds like a paladin.
Yes. Chick. Yep, that's her. Yeah, she also does Irina, and she does Tatiana, and she's the DM for Death House and Sunrise. So yes, that is the gem that I picked.
That's my favorite one.
Like I said, yeah, I like it. Because I looked, before I picked, I looked at all the voice actors, and I'm like, okay, I really like Allie Murphy. I had so much fun when I interviewed her. I like the DM work she does in Death House and Sunrise, so I'm like, I'm going with that one. I have not been... sad about my choice so far. So we'll see how that goes. So then we're like, okay, this like Legendary Casual thing's not so bad. So like the dummies we are, we said, let's go in White Plume Mountain. What's the worst that could happen? Actually managed to do that as well. So if you're a level 22, you can go into legendary casual stuff. It's still like level, I think it's 28.
Yeah, it might be technically 27
or 27,
I think
something like that. Yeah.
I think normal counts as level 28, so
It's-
casual might be -1.
It's like still 5-6 levels above us, but it wasn't too bad. We kind of had to, do some, had to think about, okay, we'll just pull this group and try to get this. And there was a couple times when we almost wiped because we bit a little off more than we should have, but it was fun, and I really enjoyed it. And it was, even though we were running on casual, it was still, as I said, like 5 or 6 levels above us, so it was still kind of challenging. But it was a fun challenging. I had fun. I enjoyed it. So now, and then we decided, okay, let's, even though we're way stupid over level for it, we ran the Butcher's Path and Dirk's Got a Secret just to see if we could get some named items to like feed our weapons. And we did manage to get some out of there because we figured, what's like the easiest quest that we can run just to like get some named items that might drop?
Keys' baubles and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we just ran that on Elite, and that was like nothing compared to what we had just went through because, we were like super stupid over level for that. But it was still fun. And we got a bunch of coins, so I got to remember to go see the Jester and trade my coins in for all the good cookies. Then the other thing I did this week, played some Dungeons and Dragons 5e, and that, of course, was the Waterdeep Dragon Heist game. We're on episode number 19. The title of this one was Boyfriends Are Cheap. If you watch the episode, you'll understand that title.
They are.
I am having...
Waterdeep.
They are, apparently, and Steve, poor Steve. That's all I can say is poor Steve.
Poor Steve.
We hardly knew him. I'm still having so much fun in this Waterdeep Dragon Heist game. I think we all gel really good together, and it's just fun. I love this game.
I'm not entirely certain we're gonna make it out of this current dungeon alive.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But if we do, we need a healer.
We do.
We need someone to actually play a healer character because we have someone who's kind of doubling up.
Right. Yeah. We're kind of down a cleric right now. So yeah.
Dornor's player can't be there most of the time right now, so we kind of need
Yeah. We're still in Xanthar's lair.
So if you like Dungeons and Dragons and you like being a dwarf,
and you like being a cleric. Hit up Evil Beaker. Let him know. Either one. Either way, if you can heal a lot.
Yeah, look up Evil Beaker.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
And say, hey.
Send him a message. Yeah. Say, hey, I'm the cleric. I'm the dwarven cleric for you.
I heard you need a dwarven cleric. And he'll say, yes, they do. I don't know. Beaker. He's.
Or a druid.
Yeah, druid. That's true. Anybody that can heal. We'll just put it that way.
But make sure you're a dwarf. Because we got none of those other fancy schmancy races.
That's right. Yeah, it's just not +1 drow anymore. Now it's plus 1 drow and +1 half-orc.
Half-orc, yes.
So we're still outnumbered by the dwarves, but we're working on that.
No, it's teaching these dwarves something, I think.
Okay, true.
To not be so closed-minded about the races they associate with.
All right, how about you, Bonnie? What were you up to in your week?
Well, my week was pretty identical. The only thing I did was run some Arstone Inlet to try to get those sweet Festivult coins.
That is a good quest to do it. Lots of chest.
Yeah, especially when you're over level.
Yeah,
we have characters who are above level 6, and they can just run through there, kill everything. They don't have to worry about the respawning creatures, and they can just, open all the chests and get all the coins, rinse and repeat until they don't let you anymore.
Exactly.
And then you load another character and start all over again. So yeah, it's just basically all been about getting those coins, and that has been my DDO experience this week. And I went to Keep on the Borderlands. I haven't actually run Keep on the Borderlands yet.
Really?
I failed the city. but I haven't run it yet. But I did go there and take pictures of the stable and the horses, and I was like, "Hi, horses! Sorry you're like locked up." And
Poor horses.
I contemplated, "Hey, is there a way I could set them free?" No, that's not in the game. Okay, but I expect I might get around to running Keep on the Borderlands during the holidays.
I'm surprised at that because I figured you'd like jump right in and run that like first thing.
It's just been a crazy busy
Yeah, no,
past month,
I
so
know
I
that
just haven't
well.
had. There hasn't been a lot of DDO time. I most of the time I've been logging onto DDO is to take pictures to put into fantasy grounds for tabletop D&D.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Festivult cookies is the main thing I've done for weeks. I feel like a poser. But yeah, cookies got me doing stuff. So that's on my DDO this week. For gaming, I had some tabletop 5e Dungeons and Dragons stuff going on. I was in Waterdeep with you, and then on Saturday I ran my Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign that involves some DDO players. Fulgrin from Orion or Orion, depending on how you roll with that server name. Dutiful Murdoch, who I can't remember. I think she plays on Sarlona with the other two players, Grim and Rage. And we've had, it was like our 15th session or something. So they've had about 30 hours into Ghost of Saltmarsh. And we have just now managed to kind of seek from the first adventure to the second adventure in that book.
I could not believe that when I watched this because I always watch these. Which, if you're not watching these, do yourself a favor, go back and watch all these. These are excellent, so much fun. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, when are they going to get out of? Oh, they're finally there.
I'm a little bit behind archiving. So there are a couple episodes that they have a couple episodes they've played but have not been uploaded to YouTube.
Oh, okay,
And
all
some
right.
were only on Twitch. But yeah, they're just getting ready to go do Danger at Dunwater, or it's not Dunwater anymore because they're playing in Eberron, so it's actually Danger at Crimson River. But it's not really Crimson River because I changed around the map because it's Eberron.
And yeah, and that's the thing. You're kind of taking Ghost of Saltmarsh, but you're making it your own because you're making it Eberron, which is
Yeah.
amazing. And I can't imagine the amount of work you put into that.
Yeah, but see, the players, they're just off the rails all the time. So there's certain things that kind of have to be juggled anyhow.
Nice.
Because I mean, even with the first one with the Secret of Saltmarsh, they went into the haunted house the wrong way. Like, I followed the instructions. There was one place where it suggested as a tie-in, as a hook, you could have one of the town council members recruit them to investigate rumors of smuggling out of this haunted house. The moment I said that, they're like, "Oh, we're going to go and buy a boat cliffside and go looking for caves that the smugglers are using."
Of course they
Which
did.
means they went in the back door. Meanwhile, in the original adventure, it says absolutely under no circumstances never say anything about smugglers to the players before they go to this house. And now I
Oops.
see why. But so I basically had to redo a lot of that dungeon to kind of be like, okay, yeah, they went in the back door and they got the bad guy. They had the infight as their first battle. So what now? So that made it kind of draw out a little bit longer, but fun. So there's that. And then I also participated in a game that Cordovan ran on the DDO stream for the holidays called 'Twas the Night Before. And that was last Sunday, and I think it's up on YouTube already.
Yeah, I did see that in my YouTube feed. I haven't watched it yet. I cannot wait to watch that.
I actually survived. I don't always survive when Cordovan is DM. But it's basically a group of us were kind of having to fight off Santar the Claws.
Santa or the Claus. That's excellent.
Yeah, and his minions.
That's amazing. So yeah, that is. I will link it in the show notes here because I did see it pop up on my YouTube feed. So
It was a lot of fun. But that is all of the D&D and all of the gaming, I think, until the new year. I think the next 2 weeks are pretty much a desert unless I play some with my family, because there are D&D themed Christmas gifts. My niece has taken up DMing for her friends, and she's
Excellent.
getting Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons gift box
Oh, I'm working on
sets
my review of
for
that too.
Christmas.
It is so awesome. Yeah.
So there may be something having to do with that happens over the holidays.
That would be amazing. It's fun. Yeah, I might try to get in some gaming too over the holiday, which is always nice. And most of my family does not game, but luckily my niece and her husband games. So I always take tabletop games when I go over there, and we always play tabletop games. So that's cool. So there will be some tabletop gaming in my future, at least. I can guarantee that.
My family is big on tabletop games, but there's some that I can't play with my parents, even though they like tabletop games. Like, I'm not going to get my parents to play Elder Sign.
Right. Well, yeah.
Or Betrayal on the House on the Hill and that kind of stuff. That's not for them necessarily, but they'll play other things like Ticket to Ride, and we do a lot of Sushi Go and stuff like that.
The gateway games, basically, right?
Gateway games, yeah.
Yeah.
Exploding Kittens, that kind of stuff.
There you go. I love Exploding Kittens. So much fun. So, we currently have 15 supporters over on our Patreon. If you would like to help support DDO players, simply head over to our donations page and you can support the Players Alliance, which is the network we are a part of. Over on Patreon, you will include rewards that include a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even a guest for an episode of DDO Players News. I'm also in the process of tweaking the rewards. We're going to add some rewards. I might have some giveaways coming soon as part of some Patreon rewards. To try to
your DDO resolution for 2020?
Sure, there you go. I like it. I like the way you think. I'll have to remember that for next week's show. Get the Patreon rewards done. Yeah, I've been talking about them for a while, but yeah, I know I kind of mentioned it a couple weeks ago when it was Evil Beaker and I on the show. This site is done out of love. We love doing the site. Same for Lotro players. I actually run the Players Alliance Network, which Lotro players and DDO players are the two sites. We had some more sites, but they have now been defunct. But we love doing the podcast. We love doing the sites. A lot of people don't realize how expensive it is to do it because we have web hosting that we have to pay. When we do our live shows, we have to pay for that. So there's a lot that goes into it, and this is not a money maker by any stretch of the means. Some insider baseball for you. We're pretty much breaking even at this point with the money we get from Patreon. It's barely covering stuff. So that's why we kind of want to get a few more Patreons just so we are a little more financially stable just in case prices rise, which our web hosting price I just found out is going up. So I'm dealing with that. I'm thinking about switching web hosting, but I'm thinking about the nightmare of moving sites over to a different host, and that's not a nightmare I want to have right now. So we'll just move on from that. So yeah, head over to our donations page. You can either do Patreon. I did have some people ask, hey, can we just do like a PayPal donation? You certainly can if you would like. It's over on our donations page. We didn't have any iTunes review this week. We'd love those. Those help us out immensely. And the more reviews we get, the more we show up in searches on iTunes. So if you don't use iTunes, you can still rate us and review us on whatever podcast catcher that you use. Like if you use Pocket, if you use Pocket Cast, you can go ahead and rate us there. That helps us as well too. It basically just gets the show out there. So if anybody goes to any like podcast catcher app and types in DDO, we like with DDO Cast and DDO Players should be like the top two that pop up. Usually Damsels and DDO is up there too. Those three should be the ones that you see. If you type in tabletop games, we're slowly starting to get up there. And if you type in Dungeons and Dragons, we're slowly starting to get up there as well. So your reviews helps us with that. We had no featured comments this week, no emails as well. But if you want to email us, send it at podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can follow us over on Twitter, Players Alliance at Players Ally. DDO Players is at DDO Players. You can follow me at Dracula _72. Pineleaf is at Pineleaf Needles. You can follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dracula_72. Also on YouTube, I am just Dracula because it was not taken on YouTube. I'm still a little PO'd about Dracula being taken on Twitter. Never forget. And I keep checking it, and they still have never tweeted. At one point, I'm just going to send them like a tweet, and I'm like, seriously, can you just give this handle up, please?
It's probably a bot.
I'm sure it probably is. And where can they follow you on the interwebs?
You can follow me at BonnieBew on everywhere. But that's BonnieBew, BEW, the sound that lasers make. On Twitter and YouTube and Twitch, even though I haven't been doing anything this past month. Tis not the season for me to stream like crazy.
I hear that. I haven't twitched in I don't know how long. Don't forget, the show is normally live Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also on Saturday nights, if you're a Lotro player, check out our sister podcast, Lotro Players News. That is Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. All those shows can be found at ddoplayers.com/live. Once again, Bonnie, thank you so much for short notice jumping in and joining me on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me as a guest. We somehow managed to talk about very little for a very long time.
We did. I was just looking, and I'm like, oh my God, this is way longer than I thought it was going to be. That's amazing.
Words.
It is. Words are fun. And reading is fundamental. There you go. Your 2 lessons for the night. What have we learned tonight? We have learned that The Witcher takes a lot of baths.
Yes.
That everybody wants to play Dritz in a video game, and words are fun.
Yes, words are fun.
And I'm trying to think of what else we learned, but those 3 things.
I think we learned something else, but we've already forgotten it, so it probably wasn't important.
Exactly. I was going to say, we learned something, and now I unlearned it. So there you have it. So with that, we're just going to say goodnight. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. So that will be December the 30th. For our end of the year show, our predictions, our resolutions, all of the year-end fun. So join us at ddoplayers.com live for that show on Monday, December the 30th. Until then, I leave you with this word, humbug.